And so, yeah, it was about 5 years ago now when this kind of series of losses started to unfold in my life. And it really began with the death of my grandmother, who I was pretty close to. She lived nearby here in the mountains of North Carolina. She was older, but she'd been really, really healthy and took a really sudden turn in her health. And I was actually on a trip yet with my job. I was just about to literally board a little hopper flight from Entebbe, Uganda, into the middle of nowhere in Congo, where our team was. And I just couldn't get home in time for the funeral. And so I proceeded with the trip, and never really, because I missed that ritual of the funeral, that kind of process of grieving with my family. It took me a while, I think, to kind of reach. I don't like the word closure, because I really don't think there's ever closure with death. I don't think you close things out and tick the box, but I really didn't know how to integrate the loss into my life. And then shortly after that, I spent some time, probably my hardest deployment in my um, international work, which was in Mosul, Iraq, during kind of the war that was going on between Iraqi forces and coalition forces and ISIS, and just really saw probably the worst traumatic forms of suffering I've ever seen, kind of in this combat hospital that our organization, Samaritan's Purse, had set up just outside the hospital. And then after that, I lost two pregnancies, or three pregnancies, really, over the course of 2 or 3 years after a season of infertility. And so just all of those things kind of back to back capped off with what was the most catastrophic, surprising, unforeseen loss of all, which was my sister. And that's when I took a step back and said, I've got to understand what's going on in my heart and my mind. I got to understand how this is going to impact my faith, my life, my emotions going forward, because this has been a lot.